Good afternoon, everybody. I had to do this live stream because this pertains to Americans who intend on being married to a Panay and possibly bring them back here to the States. If things go a certain direction, you will not be able to do that. You'll have to move over to the Philippines and stay there. But to bring a Panay back here and be married, that may not happen. Now, listen to what I have to say and then think about it. And then you can ask a question in the chat and I'll try to answer it or I'll point you in the direction. Now, this may sound a little bit political, but I don't play this game of one side versus the other. But just hear me out. I was talking to a few of you about the Roe versus Wade overturning of the Supreme Court. And I told everybody, I said, it didn't affect me. I can care less either way. However, they took that right away from people, and you think that they were going to stop there? The evangelicals did get a victory because that's what the whole point of that was. But let's forget about the ACLU for a minute, separation of church and state. But this is what's going to happen. I told everybody they ain't going to stop there, and they wrote it in their report, in the ruling. They're going to now review certain cases and freedoms that people enjoy today. They said in the report, the Supreme Court, are going to that simple. How am I going to put this? Not making up. And they wrote it in their own ruling of Roe versus Wade. In the future cases, we need to reconsider all the court's due process. Presidents Griswold, Lawrence, and Agrafel. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. Robert, stay with me. You're going to need to hear this, and Sammy's going to have to watch this. Okay, Griswold, Lawrence, and Agrafel. What's so big about them? Well, let me tell you. Lawrence versus Texas. The state has the right to make being gay a criminal offense. Gay, trans, whatever. It's a criminal offense. But this is going to go nationwide. We're going to go back to that, where we used to criminalize gay activity. The act of freedom. Griswold determines if you can buy birth control. The Griswold case. They're going to overturn that one too. And the Agrafel, that's going to be the kicker, and it's going to affect Americans wanting to date or marry a Filipina or someone from a different race. That's what the Agrafel one does. That's marriage equality. They're going to make it a criminal offense or you cannot get married to somebody outside your race. See, it's drip by drip by drip by drip. They're going to keep doing this because Germany did this in the 1930s. They took drip by drip by drip. They didn't do everything all at once because then, yes, people would have rose up. But they're going to do it step by step by step by step. This is what the Supreme Court's doing for us. Isn't that nice? And this was in their report. This is not fear-mongering or being an alarmist. The Supreme Court wrote it down. They're telling us what they're going after next. You need to think about that. If they're going to keep doing this, they're going to just keep taking from us, regardless of what your stance is on anything. Yeah, it may not affect you yet, but eventually you'll get to something that you may enjoy, what right you may enjoy. They're going to take it away, and then how are you going to feel? Welcome to the United States. Not as free as we used to be, are we? And they're not going to stop there. Who knows what they're going to go after this? But they wrote that down in their report. They're going to go after Griswold, Lawrence, and Agrafel. The United States needs to recognize we elected an authoritarian figure, Donald Trump. Why? Because he appointed 3 authoritarian Supreme Court judges that did all this. Because now that the Republicans have the majority in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court should not be left or right, Republican or Democrat. No. Their only job is to interpret the law. And something like this, Roe versus Wade, should have been voted on by the people for the people. It's supposed to be democratic. When you make the choice for people, that's authoritarianism. That's fascism. That's not freedom. I'd rather choose freedom. Even though I may not agree with abortion, I wouldn't do it, but I'm not going to, just because I don't believe in something, I'm not going to interfere in somebody else's wishes if they want to kill their child or not. It's not up to me. I can care less. It does not affect me. What does affect me is you got to look at the things that affect everybody across the board. That's what you need to focus on, which is the economy, because it affects everybody equally. But no, they don't want to do that. They want you worried about gay people. They want you to worry about guns. They want you to worry about this, worry about a bunch of BS to distract you from the real issue. But this is starting to become serious because they're going through the back door doing all this other stuff, making decisions for us instead of letting the people decide. That's what a democracy is. And I know we'll probably get a few people who say, oh, we're a republic. All that means is being a republic is we're not ruled by a monarch. So forget about that as an excuse. Okay, we are a democracy. That's all what being a republic means, is we're not ruled by a monarch. Everybody thought that, oh, that sounds good. That's a good excuse to it. No, it's not. It takes a little more intelligence to figure out that, hey, that doesn't mean what you think it does. But if they think that, as long as whatever they think and believe, that's all that's important. Who cares about the evidence of what's really going on until it's too freaking late? Just to let you know, those Nazis that took over in the 1930s, yes, they were all Christian. You can tell, you can bark and scream and holler that, oh, those aren't Christians or whatever. Yes, they were. No matter how you bend it and shape it, yes, they were. Just like the Spanish Inquisition. What those Christians did, convert or die, and killed lots of people. Just because something like that happened doesn't mean you throw the whole canon of Christianity out. Yeah, it's terrible what happened. But those Germans were Lutheran, Catholic, they different Christian sects. You name it, that was there. When you went to a church in Germany, you saw a swastika on one side of the altar and you saw the crucifix on the other. They were Christian. And people seem to dissect what they want to believe and then throw the rest out. No. You either take it as a whole, you're missing the whole picture. But I'm telling you, if you're going to be entering an interracial relationship, that will, if they overturn Obergefell, Lawrence, and Griswold, yes, you will no longer be able to. They're going to nullify. They don't care if you're grandfathered in. If you're a black woman or a black man married to a white person or an Asian, that's all nullified. That ends. Don't believe me? Look it up. That's marriage equality. Yeah, they're going to do all this drip by drip. And you want to know who started this? The evangelicals, because the evangelicals saw fit that the last two appointees on the Supreme Court were going to do their bidding. And look at us. It now shows, doesn't it? It's not like we weren't warned. But I believe on letting the the people decide. Let the voters vote and decide on what we're going to allow and what we're not going to allow when it comes to something like this. But I figured I'd reach out to some of y'all and to let y'all know about this. Something to think about. Luckily, the Canadians, they don't have to worry about it because they're going to look at it and say, well, Americans are stupid. It's embarrassing, isn't it? I have to hang my head in shame now going to another country. Oh, you're an American. I hang my head in shame and yep. But those people do not speak for me. But this was just a short live stream. I'm going to share. I just wanted to share that, guys, with you. But we did this to ourselves. We did it to ourselves. We have no one else to blame. How much longer are we going to accept and expect? Because it's just going to keep drip by drip by drip and drip. And believe me, there's a lot more people in the LGBTQ community than ever, and it's continuing to grow. Just because, like I said, just because I'm not gay doesn't mean that I have to be against those people. And I like the right wing. Not all are racist, but some are. But that's what the left calls the entire right wing. And the right wing, looking at the LGBTQ community, they call them all pedophiles. That's just something for you to think about. They consider all people that are gay, lesbian, or trans pedophiles. Look it up. I'll talk to y'all later. You got a question? Ask it. If it's a stupid one, I'm going to erase it, and I'm going to let you rethink your question before you ask it again. And if I don't have the answer, I will be able to point you in the direction where you can find out all this information. Y'all have a good day. God bless.